Okay, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday morning, snow day here in my area of Ontario, but apparently not everywhere else. So you're joining us now for our business clarity session with Christine Cardoza of Healing Soul School. She is an intuitive business coach, and she is here as out of the generosity of her heart to give us some some clarity in our business if we have too many pieces up in the air, to help us kind of solidify everything into one wonderful idea. So Christine, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you for all you do for people who are in business for themselves, mainly in Ontario, Canada. And thankfully, I'm one of them. So that's how we found each other. And just really grateful for your space and for your time. So my name is Christine Cardoza, like she mentioned, an intuitive business coach and energy healer. I started the Healing Soul School last year with my business partner, Virginia. We really wanted to help people end their emotional suffering. And so we have a couple hats that we wear. We both are, we've been in business for a really long time, for like 25 years plus, each of us, in all different aspects. And usually we ended up running the show wherever we were working or training or something like that. And we've also, been helping people with meditation and breath work and calming the nervous system, which I think is really important when you are just in life, really. But it really is helpful when you have a business. And welcome. Hello, Claudia. Because as a business owner, if you have an idea, and this goes for anyone who is just starting out, you maybe want to leave your job or have left your job, or you've been in business for yourself for some time and you have some new ideas, or your brain just like, oh, I could do all these things. Wherever it is that you're at the, let's say a place of you're starting with an idea, a product, a course, something that you want to birth into the world. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. So whether you're brand new, or you're in business and you're looking to grow, or you have an idea that you want to scale, this is going to be valuable for you today. And just getting some of those clarity pieces, the foundation, which is really important, because when you have that foundation, then you're not going to be so wobbly. You're not going to have the shiny object syndrome, like, oh, let me try this or let me try that. I'll tell you, I had that. Rebecca and I have a lot in common in that I was a travel agent as well for the last 10 years. The last 5, I have been running my own mini agency, we'll call from home. And so I learned the online game, social marketing, and all of that, thankfully through that. But with the lockdown, I had an opportunity to do something that was really close to my heart, was to help entrepreneurs really to get unstuck, whether it's in the emotional stuff or energetically, where we're a multidimensional school, as we call it, helping people to connect, coming home to themselves, but also getting that clear intuition and that clarity on who you are. Why are you here? What is your vision and the things that you want to bring out into the world? There's a piece of your magic or a piece of the puzzle. And so we put all of the pieces together. But the big one really is having a support system, for sure. If you're an entrepreneur, whether it's a group of friends that are doing the same thing as you, or maybe you have a team, or definitely the post-grad society that Rebecca is running, that Facebook group, because she's here to bring you value, here to bring you new things that can help you to grow in your business. Honestly, she has such a big heart. And again, just so grateful for her community. So those are some of the kind of the core pieces, as far as like have a community, get really clear on who you are and what it is that you want to do. And I'm going to go into some more details with that as well. Claudia's, I feel, giving you some love as well, Rebecca. And I'm going to go through some points today so that there is a little bit of structure here. But the biggest piece is what lights you up, because that is what's going to drive you on days when it feels really hard or it's shitty, to be honest, or you had, you're banking on a client to sign up and they didn't, they just, disappeared. There's so much that can be happening. And I really like the energetics behind business, because how you're feeling within the law of assumption for the universal laws, your core belief of who you are, What you believe that you can have is what's going to be in your awareness and in your existence. So if you're struggling with money or scarcity or lack in any way, get some help there, because that's going to help you to really expand and grow in your business. If you like the chakras, I'm free on Clubhouse on Monday mornings at 9:30 doing chakra clearings to help people to clear and release that. So that's a space you can find me. I am winding down from Facebook, but I do have my profile here. The best way to reach me is info@healingsoulschool.com. And I'll put that in the chat after for you. And sorry for the noise. My cats are at their frisky time of day. So I'll do my best. I might have to take away their toys. Thank you, Rebecca. So that it's in there in the chat. So info@healingsoulschool.com. I also have tons of content on our website, on our YouTube channel, on our YouTube channel on creating a business, where to start. If you are anyone that is a healer, a mystic, anyone in that, that spiritual realm, there's videos there for you as well, on how to take your gifts, your crafts, the things you like, and how to create a business with that, or how to expand your audience. We love helping you with that at Healing Soul School, because we know that if we help you get very clear, then we know more people are going to get help, or will be, the effect of whatever it is that you're doing and your magic. So many amazing things that are to be birthed, I feel, this year, whether it's a business or an idea. And, we are a support system. Rebecca here at the Postgrad, even with copywriting stuff, if you are looking for something like that. But really, let's start at the beginning. I'm going to share my screen. So bear with me a moment here while I pull it up, because I'm a very visual learner. And so I always like to have something visual so that anyone else's visual can also see as well. So the core four in your business, this is the foundational work. This is where you start. And if you have an opportunity to write a mind map, it's basically you take a circle, you draw on a blank piece of paper, you draw a circle and you make the sun. So you draw outlines, and that's a mind map. And you just dump your ideas, dump who you serve. Have another one for, what your passion is, or what your message is and your mission. Because we are visual. So when we see it written down, it starts to make more sense, and you're going to connect more of your own dots doing it that way. I usually have one to show you, but I don't have it. So just imagine, you have a circle in the middle of a page and draw out lines like you're drawing the sun. So if you, let's say, give me an example. Claudia, what is it that you do? Are you the one that crochets and makes beautiful pieces to wear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to use Claudia if that's okay in her business. So for Claudia, and maybe she's wanting to understand her ideal client. So she would do a mind map, draw the sun in the middle of a new page, and she would just, on all of those lines, and you can make as many lines as you want, she would draw who is her ideal client? Where are they hanging out? What do they like? Maybe what colors are their favorite? Are they a spiritual community? Are they moms? Are they, all of those different things, to really understand who her person is, or her clients. So I'm just giving an idea of what a mind map is and how you can do that. And let's go back to, I'm actually going to say for each of these 4 steps to create a mind map for each of them. So it'll be 4 pieces of paper. This is like your business map, or your business, what do they call it when you go to the bank? You need to have something. Anyways, like having your plan. This is your business plan. That's it. Business plan. Okay. So your core 4. The first one is your passionate vision. And I also call it your spiritual vision. This is what really hits home to your heart, what feels so good, and why you're doing what you're doing. And I'll even say it should make you want to cry, right? That if someone is so impacted by your service, your product, or whatever it does, or they send you a testimonial that's just raving all over how amazing your service or your product is, that it makes you want to well up and be like, wow, I really helped and I impacted that person today, right? So this is your spiritual vision, or your passionate vision. This is your anchor. This is how you hook into who you are, your identity of what you are doing. I want to say here that if you are doing, 4, 5, 6 different things for people, reel it back in. If you can do one thing, then you're going to be very clear when people click on anything of yours. It's going to be very clear who you are and who you serve, and you're going to get more clients that way. But if you have a whole bunch of different things, especially, I saw a website where on the, she's selling bedding, and she does some chart readings, and she's doing like beautiful energy healer, but she's doing all these different things. It's not clear. Another one that I saw was all of the things that they were doing, prepaid legal, they were doing, it was counseling, mentoring. They had something for kids on this one website. It was like all these things. And it was like, oh my goodness, who's your person? Like, who's your ideal client? It was too much. A confused mind says no. So if you've got someone who's got mental, where they're looking for mental wellness health, and they come to your website and you're selling, I don't know, trinkets, or you make jewelry, they're going to be so confused. They're not going to know. You can have an umbrella, maybe your company of what you do, and then, have different links that go to the different things that you do, or have a website for each of the individual ones if they're super different, because it's just a way to make it very clear on who it is you are and who you serve. So if you are doing a number of things, then maybe look at it again, write it down, mind map it. What are all the things that I do? What am I capable of? And then I would put a star or a highlighter, if you like different colors, around the thing that lights you up. I got to come back to this lighting you up, because when you are very passionate, behind your vision, your mission, whatever it is that you're here to create, and feel so good that when someone asks you what you do, you can say that with, and feel proud, or think that, hey, what I do is like so phenomenal, everyone should do it, that is your ideal client, then that is going to come across. If you're hiding, or you're shy, or you're like, oh, I do this, or your voice changes, or you get this, weird feeling in your body, or you don't want to say too much, or you just throw out that one sentence and then you hope that they don't ask you anything else, then there's a little bit of work we need to do at the beginning part of what your passionate vision is, and how to connect you and the consciousness of your business so that you are so lit up that it feels good from within. It just naturally comes out of you. If you're not sure what this is, and I love helping people in this area, because my brain, I get so many ideas, and I get so many things that just come in, be like, oh, you could do this with all of your gifts, or, all of your pieces of the puzzle, you could do this or do this. But if you're not sure and you're not really clear, then this is where the mind map is really going to be helpful. Or pay attention when you're talking about the things you do, or some visions you have, or maybe you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, that would be so cool, I would love to do that. Whatever it is, when you're talking and you all of a sudden get giddy, or you get excited and you talk about that thing, that I would say is your thing. Okay, so you could talk to a friend, or say, you know what, can I have your ear for 20 minutes? I have some of these ideas, or these are the business things that I'm doing right now, and I would love to just explain what I'm doing. And I want you to listen on the other side of this conversation. And if you hear my tone change, or you hear that there's something really exciting in what I'm saying, or you feel that I'm really connected to one of these kinds of businesses, then will you let me know? Will you give me some feedback? Or you've known me, for X number of years, you know my heart. Which of these businesses would you say that is a perfect match for me, right? Get some help if you are not sure in that spiritual vision, or that passionate vision. Rebecca's another really good person to connect with on that, because she also is an ideas person. And the cool thing is her brain thinks in writing and the way to create it. I love when she creates posts for me when I'm coming live on her platform, because the way she writes it, it's just so magical. And I'm like, man, that is so cool. I never thought of those words, and putting them together, and it's really juicy and delicious. And so when she writes copy for me, I'm like, wow, I really love what I do, in the way that she's explaining it. So if you need an icon, or you need a logo, or you need some copy, once we get to that stage, then definitely reach out to Rebecca. Or you need help with the idea stage, she's really such a great person to connect with on that as well. Okay, so let's move into your ideal client, another mind map it out, draw the sun, and you can put your business name in the middle. You could put your name, you could put, give her a name if you want, or a him. And, let's say it's Lucy is your ideal client. Who is she? What does she look like? I always imagine, when I tell clients, imagine that 6 of them are sitting around the table. This is really helpful if you're a coach as well, or you're a healer. What is it that would come from your heart where they're speaking and you're like, oh, I can't wait to help them with this one thing, right? So that's part of an exercise you could do, is if you're at the head of the table and there's 6 sitting around, who are they? What do they like? What are their favorite colors? Like I mentioned earlier, like for Claudia, who does the making beautiful, creative pieces to wear. It might be their age range, although depends. If you're too broad, you're probably not going to hit your ideal client. The more you can niche it down, then the easier it is for your client to actually find you. Okay, so I'm going to share myself and my story in this ideal client, because it's something that I worked on for a very long time, and niching down what that was, because I could say I'm an intuitive business coach and I help anyone in business who is looking to get ahead, or they're stuck, or they're looking how to take all their pieces and put it all together. Okay, that could be, something that I say in my marketing. But I really wanted someone that was like me. Okay, so a passionate entrepreneur, someone who was spiritual, someone who's, I would even say, in the mystics, or conscious, or understands feminine and masculine energy. My person is a spiritual entrepreneur. That's the person that's going to resonate the most with me, because I do oracle cards and I do readings. And, when I'm sitting with someone and I'm getting their, ideas for their business, I'm a vessel. It's not just coming through me. It's coming through God, source, creator, whatever your comfort word is. And it's coming through. I understand the moon cycles. I understand a little bit about astrology or astronomy, not too much, but I know how to put some of those pieces together for that person to help them to find their ideal vision that they're so tied to, their ideal client, and who it is that's out there. I can even go one step further. I could go to spiritual entrepreneurs who were raised in trauma, or who were raised in very strict kind of cult-like religions, because I also had that experience. Or I could talk about physically, people who maybe just never felt connected. They never felt like they fit in. That's going to be some of my marketing as well, because that's been my experience. And I'm even moving into women who've had some kind of work done on their bodies. So they've had a hysterectomy, or endometriosis, or even a breast reduction. Those are all things that I've had. And the thing that I've been noticing as I've been doing my own healing this year, and this is for entrepreneurs, is that when you've got certain kinds of things and ailments that are on your body, it affects your business as well, because where we do one thing, we do all things. And so if we're hiding in one area, or we've had, there's been this maybe a common pattern of fear of abandonment, fear of rejection. Man, I got that, because that's what I've been working on too. So I'm like, all right, where are you hiding in your business? So you're scared to ask for the sale. Cool. Where's some rejection or fear of abandonment that you might have in there? And that can come from maybe, the feelings that have also been associated with our body, or things that have been happening. Or maybe, people have, if they've had any kind of, I use travel, right, as a way to numb my pain from before. I would travel all over the world because I didn't want to stay home and face myself or be with myself. And so travel was an addiction, but not in a healthy way. It was really because I couldn't get rooted. I couldn't stay home. And that's been the beautiful gift of the last 2 years, is this coming home to self, coming home to learning how to be the solid lighthouse, not running up and down the beach. That's what I was doing before in my business. Okay, so with the ideal client, this comes into it as well, is you are the lighthouse. So as the lighthouse, you get really clear and strong and secure, and you're very clear in who you want to help. Now what happens is your light gets brighter, as far as like the lighthouse, to use that analogy. Imagine now your ideal client when you're doing your mind map. Okay, you can do a meditation on this, so you get into a really good, calm, juicy place. This is when your intuition drops in more, not when we're in fight or flight. Okay, so do a little bit of breath work or meditation before these mind maps is really going to help you to click in and to write the things down. So just imagine, and if you want to close your eyes right now, you can, but whatever you are doing in your business, imagine you are the lighthouse. Okay. So you've got like those roots, or, your walls are solid. You are standing still. You're not running up and down the beach trying all these different things to bring in clients. You're going to stand still so that your clients can come to you and they can be attracted to you. This is the magnetism, the pull energy of marketing that I'm going to talk about in just a moment. Okay. So you're very straight and clear and you're just standing still. This is who I help. This is my storefront. Maybe it's online, but this is who I am. The open sign is on. And now what happens is, imagine who is out there in the water. Who are the little boats that are your ideal clients that are out there? They can only hear your message or feel connected to you in the way that you express yourself, the way that you teach, the way that you speak. So you don't have to worry about imposter syndrome, or, this person's also, let's say, a coach, or this person's also an energy healer. This person's also making, crochet, knitwear to wear. And no, you just stay in your lane and you just get really clear on who it is that you want to help. And what happens is, those boats that are in the water, again, if your eyes are closed, just imagine they're there. There's a hole in the boat. A storm is coming, or maybe they're in a storm if you're, in a helping kind of field. And you get very clear on who they are and how you can help them. They're looking for the transformation. Okay, so when you imagine them and they're in their boats out there and you want to bring them out, there's two ways to do it. You could be the tugboat that's going out there and bringing them in, and you're just working so hard and you're spinning your wheels and you're not really getting anywhere, or you're giving out too much free content, all those kinds of things. You can be the tugboat if you want, or you can be the lighthouse, and you can just get strong and very clear on who you serve. Okay. And so then what happens is, those boats start to see you and they come to you and they say, wow, I've been following your page and I'd really love to know, how do people work with you? Like, what does it cost? What is your community? How do I get connected with you? They start to send you messages like that, which is so freaking awesome. We're not going to find clients in the old way that we learned how to do business, is hustle, grind, and kill yourself putting out content and reels and videos. No, do that stuff if you like it. I do think video is a really good way to go, because that's what gets the algorithm up for social media. But you have to create a business that feels good to you. Okay, because if you're not genuine. You're, doing something that you feel is what's to be done out there, but people are not going to connect to you on that level where they see you as that lighthouse. Okay. And so then now in your irresistible offer, this is where you get very clear. And this is good for the mind map too. Have 2, 3 max offers. Because if you have too many, or you have way more than that, then people get very confused. Unless, let's say you help with, let's say you do energy healing or something like that, and you do a card reading, you do a session, maybe you have a 6-month program, or you have a year program, or you're a business coach and you decide that, you can do a group of 3 sessions, kind of like a teaser taster of who you are, to give them clarity. I have one, it's $555 for 3 sessions. We get really clear and I get in with you and your business and I connect the two of you. And I also have a 6-month program, and I also have for business, I have the Lightworkers Lounge, it's called. And it's more than, it's not a program per se, it is collaboration and connection. Very similar to what Rebecca has here through the Postscribe as well. So those are the 3 offers, as far as business. So that is clear and it's not all over the place. And when someone asks me, what are my offers? What are my prices? I have an answer. It's not something that I'm like, or, maybe the price is something that if people aren't buying, then there's a misconnect, right? So it's connecting back to, are you speaking to your ideal client? Are you really honed in on your vision and your message and who you are? How is your offer? Is it something that you're not connected yet? Maybe you don't believe that you can bring them that kind of transformation. Then you back it down and you go with an offer that for sure this is the kind of transformation that you're going to provide. And that should be something as well in the irresistible offer. Maybe writing it down on the side is like, this is the transformation that my clients will receive when they work with me, because when they and that's all people want, right? If they're going to give you money for anything, for your business, they want to know what they're going to get, right? And that they are in alignment with, they're like, yes, I need that help. Oh, she helps with that too. Perfect. Right. So that it's very clear. So, for me and my business and who I attract, excuse me a second, getting a tickle. Who I attract is entrepreneurs, spiritual entrepreneurs who were raised in some kind of fear, trauma, some kind of adverse childhood. Maybe they had to look after themselves, or they're the black sheep, because I understand trauma. I also had that. And so I can get very clear on all of the things that they went through and their light pieces or their passions, or, whatever it is. And we match it together so that their ideal client can find them. Okay. So just a little bit about that is like, here's your transformation. Here are the things that you're going to receive by working with me. That's how people are going to pay you or come and join your group. We have so many Facebook groups out there that we are a part of. We cannot stay focused on all of that. So get very clear with your time as well, following the people that are there to help you and that you resonate with and are your kind of person. If there's someone that you're in a group with, or you're like, oh, you have that EBGB kind of feeling, like they're not your people, leave the group, so that energetically you're not part of something else that you have no intention of spending time in there. Okay. As far as your offer, this is really exciting. So for Claudia, who's on here, and you make beautiful pieces, some of your offers can be, you have your pieces that you can sell individually. You could do them where you maybe make a bundle. So if you're making, like a sweater and maybe a scarf that matches and goes with it, something like that, where you can have your individual pieces and you can have things bundled together, could be some part of your offer. If you are a coach or a healer or someone who provides a service, then maybe part of your irresistible offer is that you offer one-on-ones, especially if you're starting new, or you have a group program, right? Or I would say a merge of the two, where you offer, you have a group program, but you're also offering a little bit of one-on-one time, maybe a 30-minute session that's included in that. Maybe your program is, could be, I wouldn't go much, you could do 4 weeks depending on what it is that you're doing. Maybe you sell, let's see, what are they? The essential oils. And so you're going to teach people how to heal the common cold, or how to clean your house. And maybe you have a 4-week group that you teach them different things that you've learned, something that you're using what it is that you sell as the tool in your toolbox, but you're providing them some other kind of value. Or maybe you know how to heal eczema, or you yourself have healed something in your family that could be helpful to other families. Or maybe you're helping parents, right, for children. All these different things is like, in what it is that you're offering, kind of, you can do some bundling, but it's what is the value that you provide, that people are really understanding through your offer what their end result is that they're going to get. That's what they're looking for. Can you heal my headaches? Can you help put my kid to bed, earlier in the evening, or, a colicky baby even, right? Can you help me with my weight loss? Can you, which is really protection and emotion, right? So there's a big part of that around it. So bring in a speaker. If you have, this real passion and you don't yet have the words, bring in someone who's willing to work with you, that together you can collaborate. Maybe you do a joint course or something and you pay them 30% to come in and to represent. Or if they're doing most of the teaching, you give them 70% and you keep 30 because you're learning, and it's just part of, what you're learning in that irresistible offer. These are the kind of the different ways you could do it. Master classes are really good. Could be having a free offer, free gift. Maybe you help people organize their home. And so you have here's how you start, right? And then your next offer will be, here's my paid help one-on-one or in a group program for the next 3 months. I want to talk a little bit more about the timing of your offer and what it is that you're providing, because, for yourself, and Claudia, I'd like to chat with you a little bit when I'm done here in a few moments, but just learning more about what are your other passions and things you like, because I'm going to come back to you and give you some help on that today. Maybe it's you're creating shawls for meditation and you help people with meditation, and you can bring in someone to help you and have, I don't know, either a program or something like that. There's different ways you can use what you sell, your product, as a tool in your toolbox to create some kind of bigger value for people where they're like, wow, I've never had that, or I've never heard of those two combinations before. That sounds really neat. Yeah, I'm in. I've been looking for someone to help me in that area. Okay, so the irresistible offer, and back to timing, is 4 weeks if it's something that is very clear. This is the transformation and it's a super short, sweet one. Traditionally, though, you're looking at 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. And some people might go 12 months. Oh my gosh. Like for me, that was me. I was like, I can't stay focused for a year. How am I going to help other people stay focused for a year? And what I realized, getting a little deeper into that, I joined a year spiritual container, and basically they had 4 programs in one that made it the year. So it was easy. They talked about money and manifestation. They talked about relationships. They talked about the higher self and connecting, and they talked about spiritual mastery. So those were the 4 things that they put together in the year, and it was really beautiful. And you had something to look forward to. You're like, okay, I'm going to get some help on healing my relationships. That's going to be in the next section, right? And so that's a way that you can do a year build out if you like, or it could be 6 months of teaching content. Like for me, I have 6 months of let me teach you how to go from 0 to having a business where you've got money coming in 6 months. So I'm coaching you for 6 months. And then there's 6 months of support, because I feel that, once I can teach you all of the things, and once you're up and running, then I'm not going to say, okay, good luck, see you later. I want to make sure that you still have a nice, comfy net to fall in. If you're like, oh my gosh, I've been trying these things, or I'm having this difficult thing with this client happening, or that you still have the support, and that there is that center there for you, I think is really important. I'll give you an example of why this is important to me. I did a 6-week program very early in my coaching. And at that time, I was teaching all about the law of attraction. So I did the 3-month program first. It was $3,300 for 3 months. Pricing is usually where people ask about offers. So I'll talk about that as well today. So it was 3 months. We made over $33,000 in a week of launching that, which is really great. So we helped them for 3 months. And then I moved into a 6-week program just to kind of end the year, a little bit of a buffer. But I wasn't ready with my next offer. And so the clients that we had in our 6-week program, what happened is I felt like they fell off a cliff. They didn't have support. They started to go back to their old programming, and I was in a messenger chat with them, and I'm like, man, there's still some struggles here. So I just want to put this out there. Whatever you're creating, make sure that at the end of your session, if you're in the helping arts or you're doing something to help them, that you have that next offer ready, because the people who have already bought from us, they like us, they trust us. Those are your babies. Those are the ones that will buy from you again. And so you want to kind of have those stages where you can bring people through for those who would be interested in continuing on with you, or kind of the building phase for that. So 3 months is okay as well. 90 days, that's usually how long people can stay focused on one thing. So if you're looking to, maybe you have some different things that you want to bring someone through a transformation, do it in 90 days or 3-month sections. It could be 2 back to back, or it could be 3, so that you're only working 9 months of the year. How awesome is that? And then you travel for the other months. Whatever it is that you want to create, you get to create it. We're not working this 40 hours a week anymore, as entrepreneurs, or more. Really, the more that you can, say, these are my work hours, and scale that back, you're going to have more clients come in, because you're not this hot mess trying to work every hour of the day. I know this because that was me. And the more that I have, taken a step back and working less and playing more, then more money is coming in. More clients are seeing me, because I'm not in this energy of like, and they're feeling that. So just to wrap up on the irresistible offer, Go with the mind map. What feels really good to you? If you write down a year program, does your body go, no, rejection? Then that's okay. You put it aside for now. Start at 3 months or 6 months, whatever feels good to you. Then as far as pricing, does it feel good for it to be $50 a month, $100 a month? We're getting away from that time for money model. And what is the transformation you provide? I have a client who is a bookkeeper, and she was charging $35 for the hour. And I said, no, you provide so much more than that, because she understands how to heal your money story. She understands bookkeeping. She does taxes. So I said, think of all the things that you provide. And now you have a monthly service that you offer, right? And so 200, 300, 500, depending on all the different things she's going to add in. If you pay more per month, you get more of her services and more of her time. So that's just a way to bring in extra income for you as well. Okay, so that's on the irresistible offer. And then the magnetic marketing, I'm telling you, is done if you have the first 3 steps locked in. If you feel so good and jazzed up about your first 3 steps, your marketing is very simple. It's going to be from your heart, and it's just going to, let's say it's on, give me an example. I really like the healers. So let's say you're a healer, and you help people with healing some hurts, let's say inner child work. Okay, so now you know that you can go into other spiritual groups, or you can go into mental awareness or illness groups, people maybe that are doing spiritual awakening stuff, or they're in the process of healing their past. That magnetic marketing is going to come out what your heart is telling you to give, as far as creating in your content. And then here's my call to action. This is what's really important. The piece of it, here's how you get in touch with me. Here's how you come into my community. Here's how you join my Facebook group. You want to book a one-on-one call. Here's my free offer. I have one on our website, healingsoulschool.com, on the steps to self-healing. So you can start to look at the steps of how to heal yourself. Very important, wherever you are, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, is to have those steps, so that when you are in your fight or flight, or you're in a oh shit moment, you go back to your foundational steps of, okay, come back to my breath. I am safe. Okay, what's the one thing I can do in this moment to move forward, right? So that when you're in overwhelm, or you have dissociation, meaning you can't stay focused and you're all over the place, then you can just come back to, okay, what do I need to do today? This is what I do when I get overwhelmed. And I had definitely dissociation and healing from that. That's from the chaotic childhood that I had. But it's okay, because now I like different things. I like working with different people. I'm not a 9-to-5 person. So I'm using my childhood, my past, and all the things, and how to really complement that now in my gifts and how I work day to day, and really just using that for me instead of against me. Okay, so that magnetic marketing can definitely be usually the header or the line. It's got to be something that really grabs and pulls somebody. If you don't know how to write these out, or how to start looking for titles or things to start it, if you don't, maybe aren't as creative, working with someone like Rebecca, who can definitely do that for you, hiring someone who does, content. Also, a little trick is you can go into your email inbox, and someone that you really like, their messaging and their tone and the way that they speak and teach, is you just pull up their name and look at all the titles of their email list, right? It's someone who's doing well, right? So they've got some success where they've got clients and people are coming to them, right? They're attracting people. Then you could just look at their email subtitles, right? In the subject line, and you could create some content from that. You could watch a YouTube video on something that really felt good to you, and you're like, oh, my audience, I would love to do this. What I do sometimes is I take notes when I'm watching a video or a piece of content, and I just take out the gold for me and my community. I'm like, oh, this is so perfect. Yes, this is so great, right? And I write down those things as far as that magnetic marketing. And I also include some of my story, because we are all storytellers, whether we think we're good at it or not, we are. And so the more of you that you can put into your story, then people are going to come around. You're going to get followers. You're going to get referrals. That's another big piece. Okay. The holistic psychologist, she helped me heal me out of my depression 3 years ago. And I really started to study the brain, and I started to study what she was teaching. And the neat thing is in her marketing, she would share stories, and I could feel I'm like, wow, we live in two different countries, but I feel her life. I feel that story of not being seen and not being heard growing up. And she went from zero, starting her Instagram at zero, to over 3 million followers in the last 3 years. Like, how amazing is that? Because she was vulnerably, and you don't have to share everything, but she's saying, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is why my vision is so close and passionate to my heart, is because this is who I was too, right? And so she's walking you through how to do that, and how to heal yourself. That's where I wrote my ebook from, was from the content I learned from her, plus what I had learned, and from that trauma piece that I have in my experience. So those are some of the steps as far as like how to start in an idea, or if you're just starting in your business, where to go, and some of the tools and things you can do to get more clear in your business so that you have that. And if you need help, reach out, please. Rebecca is so amazing, and being in her community. And if you need something, ask her. She is a connector. You know what I've known of her. She knows people who do different things, and she's like, oh, this person needs this. Great. I'm going to go. Oh, I know someone who can help you. She's so good at matching people together. You want to go live, or if you're watching this, and you want to come on my Conscious Business Showcase once a month. I run a show. We just happen to have one this Saturday coming on the 29th of January. All of our past showcases are on the healingsoulschool.com, because I want to help people end their emotional suffering. We did our May 2021 is all about healing trauma and how to do that. But I bring in speakers. We share your business. We have 20 minutes. We share your story. We share a teaching topic. Usually it's what you do or your business name, something around that, your passion, and then how people can reach you. So it'll be on YouTube, Healing Soul School. You can watch it there, or reach out to me if you need any more information. But if you want to be a speaker, we're always looking for speakers. We're always looking for people who are doing really great things in the world, and to share your story and your message, because we believe in community, and community is so key, that you're not alone on the days that are harder, or you're like, man, I don't have anyone to talk to, or it's, the kids or whatever. So I'm just going to wrap up. When you are in love with what you do, people pick up on that. That's that magnetism. They're like, ooh, you do that, right? And that energy is there, hence the magnetic marketing. Okay. So those are the steps to help you to get to that place. Just going to turn off the screen share and come back here. So any questions that popped up just before we stop the recording? For you, Rebecca, we'll start, and then Claudia, I'll ask you as well. Rebecca, any questions or anything that pop up?
No, I was writing my notes.
Cool.
I'll refer to it after. Yeah, no, I liked everything you had to say, and I agree with everything you had to say.
Cool. All right. Very good. Claudia, do you have any questions on anything that was discussed, or do you have maybe you're looking for some clarity in your business?
I was busy taking notes too. For me, it's the whole niching down, because
Okay.
I get bored easily. So I move from one thing to the other, and I like to keep myself challenged. And ironically, when you explain that person, who has a bit of everything, and it gets confusing, that's exactly how I feel. I have a bit of everything because I get bored quickly. I don't like to do the same thing over and over again.
Right.
20 years ago, my girlfriend told me, stick to 5 colors, do 5 products, the end. No, I can't. I'll go crazy if I have to do that. I'm not interested at all in doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
And niching down is something that, I really need to look at.
Okay. If you're game for it, let's take a couple minutes, and can you walk me through all of the things you like to do, and then we can kind of brainstorm on who your niche could be?
What do you mean, all the things that I like to do?
Maybe explain your business. So share with us, what is it that you do?
Okay. I create crochet clothing primarily. And for me, it's the yarn that I buy that speaks to me, that kind of creates the clothing article that I'll make with it. That's why every time I buy new yarn, it makes a new product.
Well,
right?
okay. And who traditionally are your clients? Who are the type of people that have bought from you in the past?
Wow.
Are they
My
moms? Are they a certain age?
my nieces love my things, and grandmas like my things. That's a really, really hard one.
Okay. So when you are creating a piece, what's your passion, or what does your intuition tell you to do? Is it just you buy a certain color and the yarn, and then from that you get the idea of what you're gonna create from it?
Right. Making something really unique with that piece.
Okay.
More to challenge myself to do it than, create a certain type of product.
Right, right. So I like that you use the word unique. There are many eccentric kind of people out there who want to wear what is unique and that no one else has it. They're not the person who's going to go buy the, Walmart special where everybody might have it, or a certain store that, might be popular. They're rebels, I would even say, right? They don't want to follow the crowd. And so that's
Right.
a little bit of, I'm sorry, what did you say?
No, that's exactly who I feel like I'm making things for, or me.
Right.
Because I would wear any of my outfits, and people will say to me, "Oh my God, you wear them so well." It's like, I don't wear them any different from anyone else. I just feel good about what I've created. And that, I guess, shows in your body language and your face. And yeah.
Yep, absolutely. They feel the energy of that, right? And
Right.
so yes, so look for people who are unique. Maybe you're using your intuition when you are buying that yarn to create something out of it. And so whoever you are, or the type of person you are, the colors you like to wear, the styles and stuff like that, that goes into your marketing, because that is going to be what attracts your person who goes, oh, me too. I'm like that too. So if it's I would say, for the colors or the types of things that you're making, I'll just give you one example. I have seen your work. And so even the shawls that you make that are all different colors, you can market that to anyone who loves chakras, right? So, and do you also, I forget, I know we've had a conversation before. Do you have crystals or in alignment with conversations around the chakras or oracle cards or stuff like that?
No, I just started meditation classes about 2 months ago. And that's where she's teaching us about the different chakras and crystals and energies. So I'm just starting to learn about all of that.
Okay, perfect. So the shawls that you make are so good for meditation blankets, right? Or you can make a meditation blanket. However, like, you can create different things. It could even be meditation blankets for kids. So that the kids are also starting to get into that. If mom's doing it, then they'd be like, oh, that's a nice gift for the child. It's kind of like they can throw it on and use the blanket or a shawl. Sorry, talking about the kids, like for TV, or if they're playing their games and they just want something kind of like wrapping up in love, or could be a gift from grandma, right? Whenever you're feeling lonely, or you're feeling, like you just want a hug, this is me gifting you, grandma's gifting you a blanket hug. Or I'm not sure if you make blankets, but just along that kind of line, if grandmas are the ones that are going to buy from you, then why would they buy from you, right? Goes into that marketing of writing down in your mind map, why would they buy from you? And you can create these kinds of things of like a story behind it, right? If you buy this piece, then this is a gift from grandma when I'm not here and you're looking for that hug from me, then you can put this on and it's kind of like infused with love. From that angle, you can talk about, maybe collaborate with meditation circles and say, hey, I have this shawl that can be used as a meditation blanket. It's the color of the chakras. Or you could make it green is for the heart. You could do one that's, for the heart chakra. So there's some love there. The spiritual community would love that for sure. You could do the lower 3 chakra colors, which is red, orange, and yellow, a combination of that. So people who maybe never felt supported, or they felt like the black sheeps in the world or in their family, or, you know, they just never felt like they belonged, they are really going to resonate with those colors, because when they wear it, it's almost like this feeling of peace in the way that you describe your art. It could even be that you write a handwritten note, you know, around some of that healing part, if you like that. Or just connecting from that. The blues and the purples and the indigo, right? That's as far as the chakras, right? The throat chakra, third eye, and crown. So for people maybe who have mastered or who are mastering kind of like that connection and coming home to themselves, the blue, I really love blue, but I resonate for the water and the throat chakra of what I've come here to heal. But it's things like that. Or maybe someone who, you know, has had some surgeries on their womb space, then having a red and orange mix, maybe some sparkles in or something like that, as a blanket, a recovering blanket, or something that is a gift, you know, from that, to just kind of signifies. And you can have a write-up of what the base and the sacral chakra are. It's some support and some love for that area. As one. Yellow is for a person's personal identity, right? Just in line with the chakras. So those are just some ways that you can do that. The healing and the spiritual community is growing. They're looking for unique kind of gifts like this. I would also, you know, those one-of-a-kind shows. I don't know if are you in Ontario? Are you close to Toronto?
Yes, I am in Toronto.
Okay, perfect. So like the one of a kind show, I don't know if you've ever been to it, but going the next time it's running, or maybe searching online and seeing kind of what the feel is of that show. But those could be some of the pieces that you say, like, I create unique one of a kind pieces that are infused, you know, with, you know, my intuition, the special kind of yarn. You can talk about all those different things to kind of bring that home for them of why they would want to buy it from you. That's the biggest thing. You know, what's the magic? What's the spice that makes you different from someone else who might be doing similar kind of work?
So I have some ideas if you guys are willing to listen.
Yeah, I love this. For sure. Go for it.
Yeah, so you have more of the mystic side. I was thinking about Claudia's stuff and her website. So another way to kind of maybe get yourself into a kind of a schedule, so you're not always doing all these unique pieces all the time. Like if you want some direction, you can also go by seasons, right? You know, like, you know, certain, like from these 3 months in the spring, I'm going to be focusing only on these colors or this type of yarn. So that's also like a challenge for yourself as well.
Right.
You can do that seasonally. You can also do awareness months. Now that's another one. Like if you want to do, I don't know, like the Cancer Society, I think, is a daffodil in April. Maybe you want to focus for the month of April working on only yellow pieces, but it could be all kinds of yellow pieces, different shades. And if it's up to you, you can donate a portion to wherever, a charity or something. It's up to you. So there's all kinds of health awareness months and weeks and days. Also, you can go by, this is the writer side of me, but like, for example, if I was a crocheter, I would have spent the month of December and January making wristless or fingerless gloves for writers in celebration of Edgar Allan Poe's birthday on January 19th, right?
Right.
So because I love Edgar Allan Poe, that's why it's called the Poe.
Yeah.
So that's an idea. Like if you you find something in the year, you know, like they have freedom to read week in February.
Yes.
As well. So that's in support of reading and literacy and reading banned books. You can like maybe make crochet bookmarks in honor of it, or something related to reading books. I really like the recovery blanket that you mentioned. I think that's a great idea. Like for cancer survivors, leukemia, all that stuff, they're cold, right? So
yes.
I think that's a fantastic idea as well.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I think that if I did that monthly with colors, That would pare me down.
Seasonal. Yeah. Seasonal
Yes,
might be
and get me
easier.
focused more. I feel like, yeah, I need that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
mean,
both.
you can use all kinds of yarn if you
Yes.
stick to a certain kind of color.
Exactly.
Or you can stick to a certain kind of you can use a certain kind of yarn in all kinds of color. Like, I mean,
Yes.
it's how you want to play with it, right? It's so much fun.
Yes, thank you. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. And I love the structure. And one thing I wanted to say too is like for anyone, and you, Claudia, like you have all these different things, and you could even structure your week. This is how I've done it. It's like Monday to Thursday for me is work. And then Friday to Sunday is play, so that there's playtime and pleasure. And sometimes I do work things, but I only put the things in there on Friday and Saturday. I always take Sundays off, that feel really good and fun for me. So for those of you that have multiple businesses or you're doing different things, is that you could take, Mondays and Tuesdays, you do this one thing, and then Wednesdays and Thursdays or Fridays, whatever, you do this other thing, because then it kind of separates it in your brain and it's not so overwhelming where everything is all over the place, or what do I do today? Or, this really needs attention, but so does this. It's like if you have those assigned days as well, you can mentally just put it like, nope, it's not the day for that. So I'm just going to wait until Monday, right? So that you also give yourself some peace. And I think permission to do what also feels good to you, what lights you up from inside.
Thank you. That's a great idea. I do that too. I need the structure big time.
Yeah, right on. Good. Well, thank you so much, ladies. Any last questions before we wrap up for today?
Thank you so much for this. This is immensely helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for playing along today. I really appreciate it. If you want to reach me, healingsoulschool.com. Again, the Conscious Business Showcase. If you want to share what it is that you're doing and you want a 20-minute speaking spot to share what it is, Claudia, for you as well, if you want to do that, then reach out to us at info@healingsoulschool.com and just say you want to be on the showcase. And we'll set you up. March is the next time that we're booking for speakers, and we run them monthly. So if that's something that appeals to you, if you want to know what it looks like before you decide if you want to do it, then the Healing Soul School YouTube channel is where you can find that. This Saturday, if you want to tune in from 9 till 2:30, we have all different kinds of speakers. This week is funny enough. I love how I just find speakers and they usually have a theme. This theme is health. So, and I think it's a good time actually, so people can feel healthy in the winter time, right? As we, we've got lots of things going on as far as our regular germ season. But if that's something that interests you as well, it'll be on my personal Facebook page for now, but the YouTube channel will always have that. So for Healing Soul School. And thank you so much, Rebecca. I really appreciate you, your time, and your community. And thank you for all you do, not only for the community and helping Ontario businesses, but also to the charities that you also give to, which is really beautiful. You're such a great human. Thank you.
I try so hard. So just so you know, I have my next event in February for Hugo Fest. This is actually a focus on mental health. We're going to be giving some of the portion of the vendor fees to our Simcoe County branch here in Barrie, the Mental Health Association. And it's for Ontario businesses who offer stuff that make you feel good and cozy in the winter, like candle, blankets, books, anything that kind of make your confinement at home a lot more cozier and warm. So yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, awesome. So thanks for being here, Christine, and I'm sure we'll talk again.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you both.
Awesome.
Very
Thanks,
good.
Claudia. All right, bye guys.